lovelies, I'm Christina and today I'm giving you my November book haul. So I didn't go all crazy in November, but I got 5 books, mostly as a kind of a birthday present for myself. Yes, it was my birthday. I turned 30. Feels pretty much the same as 29. But yeah, I got myself some books. And one of them I got before my birthday actually. And I'm gonna start out with that one. This is both a chunker of a book. And from what I've heard, it's quite a challenge to actually get through it and to read it. Now let me share what book it is that I'm talking about, and most of you will know why I'm saying what I'm saying right now. And it is Ulysses by James Joyce. It's a chunker of a book. It's set in the course of one day in 1904, and it is written in so many different ways that different chapters have different kind of writing styles. It's supposedly really hard to read, but I saw this TED Ed video, which I will link to so you can go see it as well, that talked about why you should read it, and I was really intrigued and I thought, okay, I'm gonna take this challenge accepted, and I'm gonna try to read Ulysses and see if it's my cup of tea and what I think of it. And I'm thinking the best thing about this whole thing, because I went to the bookstore to pick this one up, and I went up to the cashier and there was a girl behind there, and I was like, I've reserved a book, and she was like, okay, which book is it? And I said, it's Ulysses by James Joyce, and I just got this look. It was just full-on pity. It was so hilarious. I had to really contain myself for not like burst out laughing from the look that she gave me. And then she found the book, I confirmed my phone number and everything, and she gave it to me and I paid. And when I was leaving, she just looked at me and she was like, good luck. I don't know if it made it worse or better, but I'm thinking that explains how people feel about this book. So I'm equally terrified as I am excited to get into this. Oh, this one has the price tag on. Classy. Why do they make these price tags that won't come off nicely? I don't want any glue residue staining the nice covers. All book lovers know how annoying that is. Now, the next one is one that I'm reading for my Exploring Erotica. I know I haven't posted an episode of that for a long time, and that is mainly because I just haven't been motivated to get into erotica for a long time, but I am feeling the motivation again. I really want to continue on with the project and to explore erotica even more, so I am getting back on track with that. And one that I got that was mentioned a couple of times when I chatted with a friend of mine was Henry and June by Anaïs Nin. I read Delta of Venus by Anaïs and really enjoyed that one. When Anaïs Nin met the writer Henry Miller, a man she thought of as an intellectual giant, and his beautiful wife June Mansfield, her life was plunged into emotional and sexual turmoil. Her passionate involvement with both of them, which contrasted profoundly with her attachment to her husband Hugo, led to an inner conflict she was unable to resolve without help. Henry and June is the account taken from her diaries of this thrilling but impossible tangle of relationships and of Anaïs Nin's personal and sexual awakening. It just sounds super interesting, and it's not that big of a book, but I'm really excited to get to this. I think this is one that I'm going to enjoy very much. Next up is a book that I've seen around BookTube quite a lot in the last year at least. I don't know when it came out. It came out in 2015, but it's getting a lot of great reviews, and a lot of the booktubers that I look up to and really respect their reviews and feel very much the same about most of the things they read, they usually recommend this book. So I thought, I must give it a go. I did just finish this book, and I don't know how to describe what it is. It is a novella, sort of, poetry, sort of, kind of reads like a play, sort of, and I know it's put up as a play in London, I think now next year, so that would be interesting to see. But the book is Grief is the Thing with Feathers by Max Porter. Story of a family, a father and two kids who loses their wife and mother, and how then grief is manifesting as a crow that suddenly shows up at their door and stays around to kind of illustrate the troubles they go through with their new life without their wife and mom. I will talk more about this later on, but it was quite interesting, and I'm really glad that I picked this one up. Next up, we have a really beautiful book that I've also seen, not so much on BookTube maybe, but a lot on Instagram, with a kind of a different cover that I think I love more than this one, but this one is quite pretty as well. And that is The Bear and the Nightingale by Katherine Arden. It says, "Beware the evil in the woods. In a village at the edge of the wilderness of northern Russia, where the winds blow cold and the snow falls many months of the year, an elderly servant tells stories of sorcery, folklore, and the winter king to the children of the family, tales of old magic frowned upon by the church. But for the young wild Vasya, these are far more than just stories. She alone can see the house spirits that guard her home and sense the growing forces of dark magic in the woods." I think the Russian folklore aspect of this kind of reminds me of Uprooted, but hopefully I will like this one more, because Uprooted just didn't do it for me the way that I hoped it would, but I'm very, very intrigued by this. It just sounds super, super magical and interesting. Last up, we have a Stephen King novel. Yes, it had to happen. I feel like every time I do a Stephen King book review, this book is mentioned as a recommendation, so it's just time. So I picked it up and I can't wait to get to it. It is Dolores Claiborne. When I mentioned that Sleeping Beauties was a very feminist story, this one was one that people mentioned that was even more of a feminist story, which makes it very, very intriguing to me. I will read the back. Dolores Claiborne has a story to tell, but not quite what the police had expected. Dolores Claiborne has a confession to make. She will take her time, won't be hurried, will do it her way, sparing neither details nor feelings, hers or anyone else's. This is the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. Truth that takes you to the edge of darkness. Dolores Claiborne has a story to tell, and you'd better pay attention, or else. I mean, it is Stephen King. I always get super, super excited when it comes to Stephen King. And I'm especially intrigued when it's a shorter Stephen King novel, because it's always interesting to see how he fits the depth of his characters and all of this into shorter stories and not these chunkers that he usually do, which I do enjoy his big books as well, but I find his shorter books to be quite interesting to read. I'm thinking this might be my next read right now, because I'm drawn to this book and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna love it. And while we are on the subject of Stephen King, I just want to send a big, big thank you to Edu for sending me this wonderful birthday gift. He sent me this gorgeous mug that said, "God grant me the serenity to accept what I cannot change, the tenacity to change what I may, and the good luck not to fuck up too often. Stephen King." I love this so much. It is my morning coffee cup every day now. I'm so, so grateful. Thank you, Edu. This just made me so happy. It made my day. It's been making my day for days, if that makes sense. I will cherish this and take very good care of it. And it will be a part of my morning ritual for a long time to come. Thank you. You guys are the best. I don't know what to say. I'm so grateful, and I really, really do appreciate you guys. Like I said, you're the best. I love you. So there you have it. Those are the books that I accumulated in the month of November. Let me know if you've read any of these, especially if you've read Ulysses. I would love to hear your thoughts on it if you have any, because it is one that, like I mentioned, I'm equally as terrified as I am excited to get to. So yeah, links to all of the books I've mentioned will be down in the thingamajiggy down below, so you can go and check them out if you want to. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And I will see you in my next video soon. Goodbye!